One of the very first things you have to do when you land in a new country is go food shopping. So today, we're going to tackle the supermarket. We're going to turn what can feel like a really stressful task into something smooth, confident, and maybe, just maybe, even a little fun.
Have you ever found yourself in a supermarket in an English-speaking country and just felt completely lost? Like you know exactly what you need, but you're just not quite sure how to ask for it?
Oh, that is such a common feeling. And trust me, we are about to fix that right here, right now.
We're going to break it all down and give you a complete toolkit. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll have the exact words and phrases you need to shop like an absolute pro. So, let's get started.
All right, so picture this. We've just walked through those automatic doors into the supermarket. Before we even think about grabbing anything, let's get our starter kit ready. These are the absolute must-know words to get you going.
Okay, first thing you see right at the entrance. In the US, you'll probably hear cart, but over in the UK or Australia, it's a trolley. Honestly, both work perfectly. So your first mission is to grab a cart. And hey, a little pro tip, sometimes you might need a coin to unlock a trolley. Don't worry, you almost always get it back when you return it.
Now, this word is a bit of a tricky one because that S is totally silent. It's pronounced aisle. Aisles are basically how stores organize everything. So knowing this word is absolutely key. It's what you need to understand when an employee says something like, the snacks are in aisle 5. And here we are at the final stop, the checkout. You might also hear people call it the counter or maybe the cash register. This is where all the magic happens, where you pay for everything and finally get to take all your goodies home. So after you've paid, you'll get this little piece of paper. That's your receipt. It's your proof of purchase, and, it's always a good idea to just give it a quick glance to make sure all the prices are correct. You'll hear the word bill in a restaurant, but in a supermarket, receipt is definitely the word you'll hear most. Okay, you've got your cart, you know the key terms. Now for the main event, actually finding what you're looking for. And this is where knowing just a few polite phrases can make a world of difference. So let's play out a little scenario. You need milk. Simple, right? But you have no idea where the dairy section is. You spot a store employee nearby. What do you say? Here are two fantastic, super polite options. Kicking things off with "excuse me" is always the perfect way to get someone's attention. Both of these questions are clear, they're direct, and they'll get you the answer you need without any confusion. Easy. Excellent. So you've found the right aisle. But now, it's time for the pro moves. Asking a few extra questions can help you make sure you're getting the best quality stuff and, hey, maybe even the best price. Okay, so you're standing there in the produce section. You see the bananas, but you're not totally sure about their quality, or maybe you're wondering if there are other options. Let's look at a few things you could ask. These are simple questions, but they're really powerful. Asking about freshness, or if something is organic, or if there's a discount or an offer, these things can help you make better choices and even save a little money. And remember, the staff are there to help, so it never ever hurts to ask. Now, for a really common point of confusion, and I mean even for advanced English learners, it's that classic mix-up. When do you use how much, and when do you use how many? Let's clear this up once and for all. The rule is actually pretty simple once you get it. You use how much for things you can't really count individually, like sugar or water or milk. And you use how many for things you can count, like apples or bottles or eggs. So you'd ask, how much sugar do we need? But how many apples should I buy? See the difference? Okay, so your cart is full of great stuff. You've navigated the aisles, you've asked all the right questions. Let's head to the final stage, mastering the checkout. So, you've put all your items on the counter. The cashier is ready. Now it's your turn. Let's make sure this last interaction is just as smooth as the rest of your trip has been. These 4 phrases are pretty much your entire toolkit for the checkout. You can say, "You're ready," ask about how to pay, ask for your receipt, though they'll almost always give you one anyway, and you can even give instructions for how you want your items bagged. Simple, clear, and super effective. So, we've learned the words, we've learned the phrases. Now let's hear how it all sounds in a natural back-and-forth conversation. This is really going to help you see the flow of a real-life interaction. See? It starts just like we practiced. A really polite "excuse me" and a very clear question. This is the perfect way to kick off a conversation with an employee. No stress, just direct and friendly. And there's the helpful response. The assistant uses our new vocabulary word aisle and gives really clear directions. Now the customer knows exactly where to go. And honestly, that's all there is to it. This is how these conversations work. They're usually simple, direct, and helpful. You ask, they answer, and you're on your way.
So, what's next for you? Well, here's a super simple action plan. First, just review those key words we talked about today. Second, and this one is so important, practice the phrases out loud. I'm serious. Say them to yourself in the mirror. It might feel a little silly at first, but I promise it works. And finally, just take all this new knowledge and go shop with confidence.
You now have the tools, the vocabulary, and the phrases to handle any supermarket in English. You are so much more prepared than you probably think you are. The only question left is, are you ready to go out there and put it into practice? You've absolutely got this.